Hi everyone, this is Michelle at michellesizemore.com, and that is Michelle with one L in it on my website link. I'm a creative memories advisor, and today you'll learn how to make this border using the pumpkin border punch and the autumn harvest collection. I also used a couple of pieces of creative memories cardstock in beige and fudge. All right, I'm going to set this aside and grab my Power Project folder where I've put everything in it that I need to make this border. And we're going to start with these papers. Again, these are from Autumn Harvest. They're two-sided. And I'm going to grab this one first because that is the paper that I'm going to cut the pumpkins out of. I want my lines, it's a horizontal pattern, to go horizontally. So I'm going to turn it this way to use my punch. I'm going to open the punch by just pressing this little button right here, and that opens it up so that I can punch with it. Place my paper inside the line right here and line it up with this black line to get started. Okay, it is lined up with that black line. I'm going to hold it straight against the lip right here of my tray and punch. And then I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to flip it just to show you. Move my scraps out of the way. Put my paper in here again. And right here, I'm going to match up the pattern. This pattern that I just cut out will match over this so that you don't see any blue anymore. All you see is the silver, and that tells you that you're in the right spot to do your next cut. So I'm going to place it right there. I do see some blue on this line right here, but that line is for a different purpose, for when you make frames with this punch, and on a different video I'm going to show you that. But basically this is going to cover up the background of the pattern so that you just see the pattern coming through like that. And I'm going to turn it around because this is how I punch it. Make sure my pattern is straight. It is. Make sure it's straight here along this lip and hold it down with my thumb and punch. And then I will continue to do that all the way down. Match up my pattern. Hold it straight and punch. Move my scraps out of the way after every couple of punches. Match up my pattern. Punch. Match up my pattern so that all I see is silver and punch. And one more time. Move those scraps out of the way. And match up my pattern and punch. Okay, so now I have this border punch. Now, when I punch my borders out with the Border Maker system or these border punches, I always look at my scraps and try to see something that I can make out of them. And there's a lot you can do with these scraps. It punches out little pumpkins, little stars. Those almost look like moons, little swirlies. And I even found something to do with these pieces. Now, I'm going to show you that on a different video just to keep this video shorter. But I do want to encourage you to always look at your scraps and see what you might can come up with to do with those. Okay, now I'm going to grab my straight trim, my trimmer, and I'm going to use the straight blade. I'm going to face it so that the Creative Memories logo is up. Open my arm, put this in here, and I'm going to place it. You can make this as wide as you want it to be, but I'm going to place this where the little opening holes right here are just past that gray mat strip. Make sure it's straight at the top. And I tell you what, I'm going to open up my arm and make sure my foot is flipped out to give me a little bit of extra measuring space to keep my paper straight. Okay, so once again, I'm going to place this so that last little dot is just past the gray line. Make sure it's straight at the top. And make sure the dot is past the gray line all the way down. Straight at the top and all the way down. Just check it both ways. Close it. And then just go up and down. Press kind of firmly with the palm of your hand. And that is the width of the border that I wanted. And then all I need to do to get that look is place this light orange paper behind it because I wanted the pumpkins to look like orange. So what shows through is the pumpkins and the background to be darker. And I want about that much to show. I'm just going to eyeball it And so I'm going to draw a pencil line because I need to cut this orange so that it's big enough, it's tall enough to give me some background here, but it won't go past this brown line, but it needs to be able to be behind all these openings. Does that make sense? So I'm going to do it about right there, okay? And I'm going to cut this with the straight trimmer. Make sure that line that I just, let me open up my arm again. Line it up at the top. Make sure that line right there matches up with this left-hand side dotted line, because that's where the blade comes down. If you can see, there's a dotted line all the way down here on this mat strip. That is where your blade always comes down. So it's straight at the top. My line matches up with the dotted line. And I'm just going to cut a straight cut with that. And then all I need to do is take this and put some repositionable tape runner on the back. I'm going to put a piece of paper down so that when I use my repositionable tape runner, it won't come off on my table when I put it and it goes where the little openings are. So I'm just going to gently put this on the back all over in gentle little dots. It comes out in clear, gentle dabs, I should say. It comes out in clear dots, so you don't really see it, and any excess that goes in where the openings are will go off on the paper or the behind it. I usually use a piece of cardboard. I just didn't have one handy. Now I just need to mount this on top here and let about that much orange show at the top. And I want to make sure the orange completely covers or goes behind all of these little openings, like these little dots right there, and keeping in mind that it's straight at the top. And then I just kind of gently rub it, okay, and get that look. And then the next thing I need to do is cut a circle. I like to use circles sometimes, or squares or shapes, to anchor my stickers. And I'm going to grab my custom cutting system. I'm going to look at this and see. I use circle number 2. I've numbered these to match the templates with the pattern, just for teaching purposes. So I know I need to go on the inside here. So I want to cut this, the green line exactly matches up with the beige paper. So that means I'm going to use the inside track of this template. The number 2 matches with the number 2. And use my green blade. It's just color coded. If it's a green line, it's a green blade. Pretty simple. Set this aside. Grab my piece of beige cardstock from back here in this pocket. And I just chose this out of my stash of scraps. Place this as close to the edge as possible so I don't waste cardstock. And hold it firmly with my left hand and put these 2 little notches inside the track and press firmly and go around. And then I have this beige circle right here, the same size. Now to get the circle size that I want of the hot fudge, I'm going to go slightly larger. And what that means is I used the green blade because it matched up with the green line for the inner circle. The red blade matches up with the chocolate, with the fudge paper. So I'm going to use the red blade. Same template, red blade. So I'm going to grab my hot fudge cardstock here out of my back pocket and cut with the red blade to get a slightly larger brown circle than I did with my beige circle. Okay, now all I have to do is take my repositionable tape runner, put this on the back here in little dabs all over. Wow, I really messed up there because there was something on the back. So I'm going to just try to wipe off that repositionable tape runner and so I can use the front of this. I should have put the tape runner on the back. This was a scrap that had a sticker on it. Okay, there we go. That worked just fine. So if you mess up one side of your cardstock, you can flip it over and do things with the other side. like that. Okay, so now I have my circle. I'm going to mount that right there. And then I take my stickers from the Autumn Harvest collection. I have those stored in this vertical pocket here. And the sticker strip I used was this one. And I am not going to actually take this off because I just don't want to waste another sticker. But I would take that sticker off and mount it here along with the word sticker, which was here. I just cut this and used just the part that said autumn. And I'm going to set this aside, find my original somewhere. Wow. You know, I haven't moved. I don't know where I could have put it. It's, well, here it is. All right, so this is how I did my stickers. I just put the little squirrel and the apple and put autumn and then placed it right here, you know, right here, and got my border. Now, I mounted this border on our Spargo page. I really like these Spargo pages. I personally actually like them more than white or black. They're my favorites. I love how you can't even hardly see the jeeping because it just all flows and looks exactly the same. It has like a slight little texture to it. So I just mounted that with my repositionable tape runner on the bottom to get kind of a clean look there. You could also, if you had a favorite, you know, color of paper, you could put that behind here and use as your background, like a really subtle, like a light yellow or a light neutral with a very subtle pattern to it. We have a lot of papers that would work in that collection. You could also just scrapbook on a piece of cardstock or paper by itself and slip that in the top of one of our top loading pages. They fit really well in our scrapbooks. They fit exactly like the pages do with the staples and everything. There's just a clear pocket and you can work on both sides of a piece of cardstock or a piece of paper and do it that way, and you can mix and match. But I just chose to do it on this Spargo page. Now I want to show you just a couple more things that I did with that pumpkin border punch, and these are just simple things, but I just want to show you some different color combinations. So this is the one I just showed you. This is using I believe it's cranberry cardstock and that same orange paper, and this is using green cardstock, hot fudge cardstock with a darker, like orangey paper from the Golden Harvest collection. Actually, this is, I'm sorry, I said this is the one I showed you. I used this paper, but this orange on the demo that I did. Anyway, these papers come in the Autumn Harvest collection, and then these are all cardstocks, just different combinations of cardstocks. Now, I'm going to do another video using this punch, but it is going to show you how to make frames with it, and then a few other things that you can do with it. Thanks for watching my video, and hope you guys have a great day. Thank you.